We'll get started with this, and then we'll get into the Kibbutz Be'eri survivor and what she had to say.
Immediate condemnation, but absent was the call for Israeli restraint that in the past would be part of U.S. reaction. Over the past 24 hours, as the U.S. Secretary of State shuttled through the region, there's been an apparent shift in the U.S. position. President Biden now advising Israel against any reoccupation of Gaza.
What happened in Gaza, in my view, is Hamas and the extreme elements of Hamas don't represent all the Palestinian people.
Damn, bro, where was that? Where was that like fucking 6 days ago? He's like, come on, dog. They can have a little bit of ethnic cleansing, and then we can talk about the people of Gaza. It's like 700 babies have been fucking ruthlessly massacred, and Biden now is like, you know, I just decided, I reconsidered, Jack. Maybe they are actual humans, you know? Fuck. Didn't think about that early on, but now I'm thinking about it.
And I think that it would be a mistake for Israel to occupy Gaza again. We did.
He almost said occupy Hamas because guess what? One, his brain is mush, and two, the number of dead children is 1,000 now. Jesus fuck. One, he's, you know, his brain is fucking mush, and two, it's because it is interchangeable. Anyone who tries to tell you that Hamas and Palestinians are separate while they're also simultaneously supporting Israel, bombing Gaza to fucking bits, is lying to you. They know they know that that is their justification. Their justification for bombing Palestine and bombing Gaza endlessly is because they make no difference between fucking Palestinian civilians and Hamas militants. Okay? They don't care. 1,000 children that have been evaporated by Israeli bombs were not Hamas militants, okay?
But to going in and taking out the extremists, the Hezbollah is up north, but Hamas down south is a necessary requirement.
Do you believe that Hamas must be eliminated entirely?
Yes, I do. But there needs to be a Palestinian Authority. There needs to be a path to a Palestinian state.
We work together to make sure that, to the best of our ability, this conflict does not spread.
A possible reason for the U.S. shift may be a consequence of Antony Blinken's discussions. In his meeting with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Arab anger at Israeli action was made public.
This is a huge crisis, and I'm concerned that the Israeli reaction exceeded the right to self-defense and turned into a collective punishment of the Gaza Strip, which has 2.3 million Palestinians.
In Doha, the Iranian foreign minister met the Emir of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, who maintains relations with all parties to the conflict. In an interview with Al Jazeera, Iran's top diplomat said his country will not remain a bystander if Israel continues attacking Gaza.
If the measures aiming at immediately stopping the Israeli occupations attacks that are killing children in the Palestinian territories, namely in the Gaza Strip and in the deadlock, it is highly probable that many other fronts will be opened. This option is not ruled out, and this is becoming increasingly...
He's an Israeli puppet. Listen, bro, he just lost his big homie and his big homie, okay? A lot of people don't remember. A lot of people forget. You know what else is a sister state? Okay, New Jersey, bitch. Bob Menendez. He just lost his big homie, Bob Menendez. He's looking for allies, okay? He's looking for allies. He's got to take whoever he can. And, I mean, of course, I'm fucking joking. Obviously, Sisi's always... I mean, the Egyptian government has always worked at the behest of the Israeli government. Let's be fucking real, at least in contemporary history. Of course they're going to do that. What the fuck else are they going to do that? But what the fuck else are they going to do? Israel is an extension of America, okay? Israel is an extension of America. Whatever Israel is doing is what America is doing, what America wants to do.
more probable.
The Biden administration appears increasingly concerned about a wider war. A recommitment to a two-state solution, along with increasing efforts in humanitarian relief, may be part of a strategy to reassure Arab allies that the U.S. can be a fair broker in the conflict. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Let's go live now to Heidi Jo Castro in Washington, D.C. Heidi, it does appear there is this shift in the rhetoric coming from the U.S. president when it comes to the Gaza war. What do we make of it?
That's right, Malene, but it's notable that in this interview that President Biden gave, he doesn't even come close to criticizing Israel. Rather, this shift, if you want to call it that, it is that he's coming closer now to warning.
Yeah, no, because somebody was like, hey, you know, there's a massive Muslim population living in Dearborn, and they hear the way you callously fucking egg on and offer unlimited support to Israel as they are killing 1,000 children so far. Do you think that those people are going to just forget about that? Do you think that they're going to be like, nah, this is actually pretty sick. Thank you for your endless support of ethnic cleansing. Dearborn, mostly Yemen, Palestine. It doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm fucking Turkish. I'm not a practicing Muslim by any means, but do you not think that I don't see the way the callous indifference that they show to all Muslims? Like, do you think that Muslims in general don't see that? Of course they do. Of course they fucking do. Everyone sees it. A lot of these people lived through the post 9/11 universe where they were constantly surveilled, constantly presented as a threat to America. You know what I mean? Yeah, they fucking see that shit and they remember it. There's no shot.
Israel to show some restraint in not occupying Gaza. Now, he also expressed concern for the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, saying that he believed Israel, though, would follow international law and minimize civilian casualties. He also said that he was, quote, confident that civilians in Gaza would not be prevented from having...
Yeah, you can't be pro-Palestine without simultaneously being pro-Hamas. It's the all Muslims are terrorist trope too. Yeah, and that distinction does not exist at all for what Israel is doing. Okay, just like that distinction never existed for what America did. America's actions in Iraq, Afghanistan, and all around the MENA region is supposed to be considered terror. Incredibly successful acts of terror. And yet it doesn't register as such, because when you bomb entire fucking neighborhoods, okay, when you send in Cobras to fucking laser entire civilian populations and zap them off the goddamn map, okay, when you're doing that in Afghanistan or when you're doing that in Iraq, it is not considered to be an act of terror. It's only an act of terror if it is a militant group that is outside of the bounds of America's interests. Okay, that's it. Terrorism is a political designation. Nelson Mandela was on the fucking terror watch list even after he was democratically elected. He was still on the fucking terrorism watch list until 2008, guys. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Like it's just it is a distinction made specifically so that you can just hand wave away all of the civilian casualties. That's it.
Water, food, or medicine. Now, this is an interview that was taped on Thursday. It just aired in the United States, but obviously, from what we've been seeing, that has not been the situation for Gazans who are indeed running short on all of those humanitarian needs. Now, as far as the president goes now, he is now weighing a potential visit to Israel, having received an invitation from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The White House not giving much information about this potential visit, a lot of it depending on the security circumstances going forward, when and if this happens, and also asked more to expand on the two-state solution that Biden alluded to in this interview, which of course has long been the U.S. policy. The president was asked whether now is the time for that two-state solution to be pursued.
I'm 100% with you on that, but you can't compare Hamas and Mandela. No, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because the terrorism distinction comes alongside the justification for the endless bloodshed in Gaza. Okay? That's it. Of course, Hamas or Hamas militants are not the same as fucking Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was in prison. Okay? And yes, the ANC and its political framework and its ideological framework was infinitely closer to the PLO or other secular, often Marxist formations inside of the Palestinian liberation movement. It's just they all got fucking slaughtered. And the ones that didn't get slaughtered got neutered, okay? The point is, America still considered them to be terrorists. You are living in the post-apartheid world where our media universally whitewashed those actions. Love that chatters think that Mandela was totally isolated from ANC violent means. Yes, people just people forget that.